Good afternoon, gentlemen, ladies, and peoples, ISF enthusiasts. I am Tony Davenport, and I just came back from the shop having my Sikky carbon fiber drive shaft installed by the Auto Lounge. The owner's a Lexus Master Tech, so he definitely knew what he's doing. We watched the video. The current video that they have on there. I had to call Sikky twice on the install. It seems there's some, they said it's a level 3 out of difficulty install, which is true, but you got to be prepared for the unexpected, which, you know, with doing any install on performance mods, sometimes, you know, you got those things that come up, and some things definitely came up. So first, on the video, they show the flange, the adapter flange that goes on the back end of the transmission, where in the video they're showing that you gotta use a die grinder and cut off about ½ an inch worth of threads for the adapter and the shaft to fit. They modified it. They actually made a thicker adapter plate. So when we put it on, and we saw that the adapter plate was like, it was flush with the nut, with the bolt, with the nuts, you know, sticking out. I'm like, we ain't shit to cut. So did we cut it anyway? You know, so I called him and he said, no, that video was, you know, a couple years old, which is only a year old, looking at YouTube's date on it. And they updated it, but they didn't update the video. So just know that the video needs to be updated. I did comment on the video, said, hey, update this, because here we are, you know, expecting a good smooth swap out, and it wasn't. Which again, you know, you account for these things. So I'm not complaining. I'm not bitching. Hey, Sikky, you guys are fucking stupid smart. Like, I'm good with it. I got no beef with nothing. I'm just saying this is what my experience is. So all of us who have ISFs and want the little extra, we need what we can get, right? If you're not going to go the supercharged route or nothing, then this is another mod. This is a supporting mod. So the second thing that came up, the mechanic, he did say he had to unbolt the rear end, the differential itself a little bit to get a good lineup. I mean, that's kind of, you know, here or there, every application is going to be different. You know, again, little unexpected that you wasn't anticipating. It didn't just go on as smooth as it did in the video. That's the main thing. So, hold on. All right, sorry, had that interruption. It's actually been a day. Started from yesterday writing about the ISF and that carbon fiber drive shaft. So, after driving it, for a couple days now, I noticed the things that, you know, people are asking about, you know, drivability, comfort. So still all ranges, low end, mid range, high end, wide open throttle. It's responsive, period. Night and day, you know it. You know that there's a change, obviously, when you do that. So that's definitely present. Every now and then, while driving mid-range, low speeds, anywhere from surface roads at 40, 50 miles an hour, I'll hear a hum, or not. It's not a whine. It's not a. It's the sound of. I mean, it's just spinning. You hear the sound that metal can make when it spins, and it's not like shearing metal. It's not anything like that. But definitely, there's some intermittent sounds that comes and goes. It doesn't stay. When I'm accelerating, it's not there. When I'm sitting still, obviously it's not spinning. So, you know, low speed, you don't hear it. So it's like a medium range speed, like 35, 40 miles an hour, here and there, 50 miles an hour. Definitely don't hear it on the highway. So at 70 or miles an hour or higher or whatever. So again, it's intermittent. It just comes, goes, based on how I'm feathering the throttle. Again, it's fine, acceptable. You know, we're going to go back in there and re-inspect things on next week to make sure nothing's coming loose. All the torques, everything on the bolts are good. at idle, sitting at a light, you do get engine vibration into the cabin. So that's an aluminum adapter plate, carbon fiber drive shaft, another aluminum adapter plate, metal on metal. So at idle, there are some vibrations sitting at a light. It's nothing I'm unfamiliar with. Unfortunately, when the guys put my headers on last year, they didn't torque down my engine mount bolts. So the engine, literally when I would come to a stop in the parking lot, the engine would rock because the bolts were loose. So that play that the bolts were loose, damn thing would rock. And so that shifted the weight over to where one of the headers at that point was touching the subframe. So we kind of basically were loosened. I got in there and found that they were loose, so I torqued them down, but also noticed that they were touching the subframe on the passenger side. So we basically shifted it, like loosened them, and then kind of pried it over a little bit and then retightened it. So yeah, that was kind of crazy, but that's old, nothing big. So yeah, there's some engine vibration at idle. It's not obnoxious. It's just you get a little bit of it. So so if you're a comfort person and you got the ISF and you like the way it rides and sounds and feels, that's fine. If you want to do some light mods, that's fine. But if this is something that crosses the threshold, so I'm telling you right now, if you haven't already done your intake, your ECU tune, the damn, header back exhaust, and you're looking for more, then do your headers. Spend the money on the headers and get them installed. But if you have all of that like I do, and you want more, then that's the drive shaft was the next piece. The only other piece I can do is do my rear end, and then do the, if I were to, the supercharger, the RR supercharger kit. There's nothing else in terms of mechanics. Like I can do body stuff, I can do more suspension stuff. I redid the brakes and I went still better brake lines. So I got better stopping power over stock brake lines, but other than going with sticky or pads, and then changing to two-piece rotors, that kind of stuff. But there's nothing more that you can do that's going to add responsiveness to the car that I've done so far without going to the supercharger, or they're doing the differential and then the supercharger. That's my last two steps. So I feel, is it worth my investment? Yeah, I'm having fun. You want your car to put a smile on your face when you're driving it. You want your car, you want to think about it in a smile. You want to look at it and just be like, yeah. So the car does that and keeps giving that, and other people are seeing it and they like it. So it's not about them liking it, it's about my enjoyment, but the compliments come. So including Hellcat, dudes with Hellcats, guys with Porsches and stuff like that, like this body style. We know what the car is because we bought it. So that's that bottom line. So if you have questions, by all means, throw them up there. I think I'm gonna probably keep an update post kind of going on as I put miles on the shaft. So I'm at 100 and it went on at 167,000. So we're gonna, hey, what does 20,000 miles from now sound like? What did something break? Because I got a guy telling me, hey, you might need to change your ring and pinion gears out. Okay, we'll see. I don't drive like a crazy maniac. So if you do a roll and go on the highway, I'll roll with you. Maybe some stuff light to light if it's clear. But other than that, I'm not flooring the car every chance I get. So I'm not hard on the car because I use it as my daily driver. Yes, I'm in my office. This is my business, so I use it. The mobile portion of my business, the car gets used, so I'm not beating the shit out of the car. And even at the track, I'm a novice. So I've done one track day in the car. So far, I've done 2 on my motorcycle. This year, 2020 was my year for all that happening. So 2021, obviously, I'll get more more days in. But now that I got the full setup done, and I can and I'm passing the inspections, obviously, then I'll probably do more track days this year for 2021 in the car. I'll probably do 4 and 4, at least 4 on the car, 4 on the bike. And you can do some upgrades in between. So, and that could just be stickier tires on the stickier tires, stickier pads, so on the road track. So it's not even at this point. If I get the differential, hopefully by spring, then that's by spring break, then yeah, that's it. But I'll keep the update going on the shaft. The biggest thing I'll end with was, in the video, like I said before, the shift linkage was the main install problem. It wasn't in the video. We ran into it. Like, what the hell is that? Once we got the full thing, I was driving off and like, what the fuck is this? So we bracketed it to the wall up under a U bracket with self-tapping bolts to hold it over. But today, on my way here to the office, I was going around a left turning bend, and maybe the whole unit, everything shifted enough, it came in contact and brrr, what the fuck? Oh, damn it. I know what that is, but maybe it was just, again, the gravity, the left bend, are those bolts coming undone, the self-tapping ones, holding the bracket, or was it just to sway just enough? Was it enough physics where I'm making a turn to the left and the damn thing shifted to the right a little bit, bend, that little, is there a bushing that allows it to kind of, go over there, and then it straightens back out and I'm good, So I'm going to double check that. I'm going to get it on the lift and double check that. And then it's raining outside, so I'll definitely have to go to a buddy's to get it on the lift. Won't be able to just jack it up and look under there. But other than that, I'm happy with it. As soon as we get this, I talked with James at Sikky. So he said they are going to look into it to come up with a suggested fix. I sent him an email, so maybe he can update me when they do. Another guy told me he bent his linkage outward away from the nuts when the shaft rotates. We didn't bend mine. We may just go ahead and bend mine instead of having that U bracket, so if that works, that works, if that's the fix. So if we can find some washers to space it out, to slide it over, we just need to slide it over like literally 2 millimeters to the right for good clearance. But like, if it can go not as much as like 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch to the right, then we're good. It'd be a full clearance, and that's the only modification to the car that needs to be done, since they made the thicker adapter plate. When they made the thicker adapter plate with no cutting that shaft, it pushed the drive shaft back into the bolts rotate. When it rotates, it hits the linkage that connects to your shifter in the car from the transmission. So that's being addressed, and so once we find a good fix for that, I'll say something about that. But and that now, at least the post I put up on the ISF owners, Lexus ISF owners group on Facebook, like I'm sure 4 or 5 dudes just bought a fucking drive shaft because of my post. Not saying I advocated for it. Like, I told them about mine, they were thinking about it and they went ahead and did it. So yeah, you're gonna hear more about the Sikky carbon fiber drive shaft on these cars. So ask questions. Let's talk about it. Have a good day.